Fundamentals of Hindu Faith, Part 2. Hinduism is one of the major world religions originating in the continent, on the subcontinent of Pakistan in India, and comprising several and varied systems of philosophy, belief, rituals. Although the name Hinduism is relatively new, having been coined by British writers in the first decades of the 19th century, it refers to a rich cumulative tradition of texts, practices, some of which date to the second millennium BCE or possibly even earlier. If the Indus Valley Civilization, third and second millennium BCE, was the earliest source of these traditions, as some scholars hold, then Hinduism is the oldest living religion on earth. Its many sacred texts in Sanskrit, vernacular languages, Sanskrits and vernacular languages served as a vehicle for spreading the religion to other parts of the world. Though ritual and the visual and performing arts also played a significant role in its transmission. From about the 4th century CE, Hinduism had a dominant presence in Southeast Asia, one that lasted for more than 1,000 years. Well, in the early 21st century, Hinduism had nearly 1 billion adherents worldwide and was the religion about 80% of India's population. Despite its global presence, however, it is best understood through its many distinctive regional manifestations. Let's have an overview of Hindu faith. The term Hinduism became familiar as a designator of religious ideas and practices distinctive to India with the publication of books such as Hinduism in 1877 by Sir Monier Williams, the notable Oxford scholar and the author of an influential Sanskrit dictionary. Initially, it was an outsider's term, building on centuries-old usages of the word Hindu. Early travelers to Indus Valley, beginning with the Greeks and Persians, spoke of its inhabitants as Hindu, Greek Indoi, and in the 16th century, residents of India themselves began very slowly to employ the term to distinguish themselves from the Turks. Gradually, the distinction became primarily religious rather than ethnic, geographic, or cultural. Since the late 19th century, Hindus have reacted to the term Hinduism in several ways. Some have rejected it in favor of indigenous formulation, others have preferred Vedic religion, using the term Vedic to refer not only to the ancient religious texts known as Vedas, but also to a fleet corpus of sacred works in multiple languages and orthoprax, traditional sanctioned way of life. Still others have chosen to call the religion Sanatana Dharma, eternal law of formulation made popular in the 19th century, and emphasizing the timeless elements of the tradition that are perceived to transcend local interpretations and practice. Finally, others, perhaps the majority, have simply accepted the term Hinduism to its analogues, especially Hindu Dharma, Hindu moral, and religious law. In various Indic languages, it has been accepted. Since the early 20th century, textbooks on Hinduism have been written by Hindus themselves, often under the rubric Sanatana Dharma.